All right. I'm ready. We're going to do the intro video real quick. Welcome to the show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Artists in Progress, where we are artists and we are in progress, and we are coming to you today. We got a special guest who is here with us. We'll be introducing him here in a second. And of course, we also have our usual co-star, co-host here, Mantlebeard. How you doing today, boss?
Doing well. How you doing?
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. And yeah, so tonight we're going to be talking about comics and pitfalls and things you can avoid, and having a good time, chitty chatting. And we have a quiz. We're going to be doing a little quick trivia today. I'm very excited about that. I added it in last minute earlier today, so we'll see how it goes. A couple easy questions and a couple hard ones. Anyways, without further ado, let's welcome in our guest.
Howdy, howdy.
James, welcome in.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming, man. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with us tonight and chitty chatting. I'll let you know, as I've said in previous shows, feel free if you'd like to draw while we're on stream. We'll be just chitty chatting, hanging out. If you want to switch to your draw camera, if you got one, that's totally cool. Totally up to you. So without further ado, man, can we get a little bit about you?
Oh, okay. Creator of Alpha Red. It's an independent comic, superhero comic. Something that is, I say that it's a superhero comic that you can share with your kids, because it's not always the case anymore. So I'm
Right.
intentionally drawing comics that are shareable with your kids.
Awesome.
But yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. Been doing it, gosh, as long as I could remember. I grew up on the 90s Image guys at Marvel, followed them over to Image, and thought I was going to be working for Jim Lee or Rob Liefeld in their studios. And it just never happened, because I found girls and I found booze. And, it takes you off track.
Yep.
But,
Yep.
But yeah, so the dream is still always alive. When you're a creator, you can't stop creating. So
Yeah.
as much as I wanted to put down the pencil when I started having kids, just never left me. So I think the dream of working for Marvel and DC kind of died in 2012, 2013. Didn't
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like it was in the cards for me. So
Yeah.
just started working on Alpha Red. Started working on a bunch of other stuff in between, but Alpha Red is the one that stuck. So
Awesome. So how long have you been kind of doing comics professionally, I guess, for?
yeah, so it's not too professional. I mean, professional is what
Listen, you're on number 8. Okay, that's as professional as you can get. You're on number
Yeah.
8of your comic. You've been doing this for how many years now? Like it's
So
got to be. I mean, I've known you for about 4 or 5 now.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like, when did you start, and when did you start creating comic books, and then like decide, hey, I want to start giving this to people?
Yeah. So I was always trying to. Whether or not they bought in was a different story. I
Yeah.
had a character called Wingman. That was probably my first one that I was trying to sell to people, and made Wingman #1 in 2010 or 2011.
Okay.
Only had one issue. Halfway through the second issue, teamed up with some other writers and other indie creators that had other things going on. It was more fun working with other people, to be honest. So I switched gears, created Alpha Red with a writer, and when I approached him about turning it into a family-friendly, faith-based comic, he was like, that sounds more like a you thing than a me thing. So we parted ways, and I just kind of re-geared the pages that I for the Alpha Red version that we had together,
Okay.
and just kind of pointed it in a new direction. And that was about 2012, and the
Ooh.
first Alpha Red came out in 2013. Took me 10 years to get from Alpha Red 1 through 5. So in 2023, I finished up his origin story, Alpha Red 1 through 5. Stopped to jump into politics for a year. And when I lost the election, I said, you know what? That was really rough and stupid of me to waste a whole year of my life with a bunch of liars and cheaters. And so I said, let's go back to Alpha Red.
Oh wow, wow, that is crazy. That
You're
so
a
I
pivot.
didn't. I didn't know that about you. So what were you doing politics wise?
I was trying to run for town council. I was asked to
Oh,
run for
okay.
town council by my political committee,
Okay.
and then they turned around and sued me, and
Oh
it was
jeez.
it's a
Oh
mess.
yikes. Sounds like it got nasty.
Yeesh.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
yeah,
that sounds like politics.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
learned my lesson. No more of that.
Back to
No more of that.
comics.
Yes. Back
Yes.
to comics.
Yeah. So in
Where are you?
2024.
Where you belong? Where we have
Yes.
Alpha Red number 8 now. Without that happening, we wouldn't have Alpha Red number 8 right now.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
So I guess, do you mind sharing a little bit? We'll talk a little bit about the Alpha Red comic, and then we can kind of go into some of the more in-depth details of like developing the comic and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
can you talk about like a little bit the premise behind the story and where you started with it, and I guess where you're going now in that direction.
Yeah. So the pitch used to be that it's Peter Parker, like Alpha Red is like Peter Parker as Captain America on a James Bond adventure. And
Okay.
so that was the hook that would get some people in, and I got called out on it, I guess, in a review where somebody felt bamboozled that it didn't really feel like Peter Parker or Captain America on a James Bond adventure. But this is why this is the new pitch. The new pitch
Okay.
is Wes is your friendly neighborhood handyman who gets chosen for an experiment where they put a chip in his brain that gives him super strength, makes him super smart and fast, and they give him gadgets and a super suit that's bulletproof and demon proof, and he has to stop Omega Black from taking over the world. And
Cool.
Omega Black is a transforming robot tank piloted by Satan.
Oh
And
wow. Okay.
usually that gets me the
Yeah.
opportunity to hand them issue number 1. They start
Yeah.
flipping through it, and then they either buy or they don't buy. So
Very cool, man. Very cool. That's awesome. Well, so give us a little bit about like where are we going into at number 8? Where is 8?
yeah,
Where is 8 going towards?
yeah. So after number 5, that's the completion of his origin story. He
Oh,
gets the
okay.
chip. He saves the world, and then other adventures ensue. So it's really a lot about demon possession. Like the supervillains are demon possessed. Not all of them, but like they get they're possessed by demons and they try to take over the world or destroy the world, and that rises to the level of our champion Alpha Red. And so Alpha Red works for an organization called the Kingdom, and
Okay.
he's their chosen champion, and so he has to answer the call when they have a global threat level. And so that's what he's been doing for issues 6, 7, and 8. Well, actually, just 6 and 7, and then issue 8 was supposed to be his day off. But even in his day off, trouble ensues where he goes to a wrestling match, and one of the wrestlers gets overjuiced and
Okay.
goes on a rampage, and it threatens to beat up the other wrestlers and
Yeah.
threatens to beat up the fans. So Alpha Red has to jump in, and he doesn't even like wrestling, but he knows how to wrestle because he gets the information zapped into the chip brain, and so
Yeah.
he knows all the moves. And fun. This was a fun one, and I
That's
was
awesome. So
told,
it's almost like a Alpha Red side adventure.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
like it. I like it. That's cool. I mean, so I guess so. You kind of like have been working on this like little universe, this little pocket universe, Alpha Red,
Yeah.
and everything that goes into it. And like, what are some of the things that you struggled with early on, or I guess still do struggle with when you're coming up with the new book and whatever. And I know you said you worked a little bit with a writer. Is that something you're still doing?
So it is now,
Okay.
starting with issue number 6. I brought on a writer, and it was just more fun that way. Like, you know how it is. You know, like you try to do the thing yourself, and
Yeah.
if you have nobody to share with, there's no one to share the misery or the celebrations. So
Yeah.
it's not all good and it's not all bad, but like when
Right.
you draw a really cool panel or you get done with a page, you want to celebrate, you want to show somebody, and the wife goes, I don't care, like, thanks for helping me fall asleep.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Yeah. Cool.
So, but
That's funny.
so when I was done with issue 5, I was working on issue 6, and it was definitely taking a darker tone. Like it was getting like really spiritual, really like demonic, and I was like, how do I keep this like kid friendly? I can't, like, the next phase is just like he's just getting into a darker world, and along comes this writer, and he goes, hey, I got some stories for Alpha Red if you're willing to listen. And I'm like, I'm a one man show here, guy. Thanks for the offer, but I'm good. And the longer I sat in the writer's block, the less I was drawing, and the less I felt like I was moving forward. And I had plotted out like what I wanted to accomplish each year, for the long haul. Like I
Okay.
started casting a vision for where do I want to be in 5 years? How many issues do I want? Like, what's the next story arc? And with every passing week that I wasn't putting pencil to the page,
Yeah.
working towards that goal was more and more frustrating. So that guy kept calling. He kept reaching out, saying, "I got stories," and I go, "All right, let me hear what you got." And
Let's hear the pitch.
yeah, so he gave me
That's
3
cool.
stories, and I was like, "Oh man, these are just so much fun. They're not heavy.
Yeah.
We'll throw some demons in there. We can make it happen. We can make it work. It's going to be fun, funny, uh, lots of action, adventure, and
Cool.
cool things to draw." So he gives me the plots
Yeah.
and the story beats, and it's like very much Marvel style. And then I kind of do whatever I want with it. And then he goes, "Is this the story I wrote?" I'm like, "Yeah, mostly." Yeah,
I tweaked it a little bit,
yeah,
but I mean
yeah.
that's cool. I mean, you kind of almost have like that relationship where you guys can go back and forth and like, hey, I like this the way you direction, and then like you take the art and you take it and you try to elevate it the best you can, right? So that it brings a story to fruition. But that's great. So what's your long term plan? I guess is this something you foresee doing for the next 15, 20 years, or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what's your plan? Does Alpha Red have an end,
Alpha Red does have an end.
or to be known?
Yeah, there is an end. I do want to make it like his own like full story arc. Like where, like
Okay.
right now he's just kind of a young warrior, like learning the ropes, kind of stumbling in all the things that he does, even though he's got all this responsibilities. He's got to save the world every other issue. Where every story
Yeah,
arc he has to save the world from a giant bad guy demon thing. But
that's cool.
he still wants to find the girl, and so eventually he'll find the girl, have the family, and then he has to pass the torch, and lots of sacrifices, lots of hard decisions to make in the future. So, but
Nice.
yeah.
Awesome. So we got some comments here. Since I heard overthrowing town councils, and I'm still here.
They
Say the
overthrew me. They
exact
kicked me out. So
say the exact same thing the next time she makes dinner. Thanks for helping me fall asleep. That's oh my goodness.
she's a good cook. She's a good cook, and I like
That's
to be
our
married.
that's yeah, right, yeah. Happy wife, happy life, right?
Exactly.
Oh goodness. This is our comedy relief for the evening is oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Brandon, what's up, my friend? How you doing tonight, dude? He says,
What's
"Yo, it's
going
Brandon.
on,
How's it going
Brandon?
with the two Jameses and Mantlebeard? What's going on, man? We are doing great, talking comics and all sorts of stuff. Good times. Oh, we got Michael Gardner. What's up, dude? How you doing tonight?
What's going
Thank
on,
you for
Michael?
thank you for tuning in. So yeah, so I guess why was there a reason was there a reason behind going the direction you went with 8, where it was like his day off, but you're like, I want to throw wrestling in there? Was that your decision? Was that the your co-writer or?
So at the end of, as I was finishing up issue number 7, boy, it's even hard to talk about whenever I bring it up, because there was a fan who was a friend from a comic book shop that I used to work at in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I come from Central Pennsylvania, grew up there, and
Oh, okay.
he was an early supporter of Alpha Red. He
Nice.
said, if you ever open it up that I can be in the comic, I'd like to be in the comic. He's kind of a narcissist, he's like a rock and roll guy.
Yeah.
He has so many things going on, and so he helped me make the theme song for Alpha Red. Alpha Red has a theme song. He's a musician.
Oh, that's cool.
So he wrote the song, and so just all this cool stuff. He said I opened it up for him to be on the back of issue number 7 as an advertisement, because I changed my business model from print on demand to like a large print run for
Okay.
the long haul. So I'm ordering like 1,000 every time instead of ordering like 10 or 15, just fulfilling,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
10 or 15 you order by the 1,000, you have to pay the 1,800, 1,900 bucks to pay for it, but then you have 1,000 of these, and you make like 350 per comic instead of like 150 or 50 cents per comic. So it's a long play. So
Yeah.
during the crowdfunding, you can offer the back cover to people. I did that twice, and it worked out. And he was so into it. My buddy Crazy John. So Crazy John is in the comic. He is Crazy John in the comic, and so
That's awesome.
he's like an entertainer. So he had some movie things going. He had all these things, but like his favorite thing was wrestling. Like he would show up at wrestling local wrestling stuff in Central Pennsylvania, and I knew
Yeah.
that he would love to be a part of that, and he
Yeah.
would help sell that if I made it wrestling, if I offered to let his friends be in it, he would sell the snot out of it. So
Yeah.
that was kind of the goal, and he was all in. He was like ready to go, and then he passed away. He went in
Oh,
for
man.
a knee operation and never came out. And,
Oh my God, that's awful.
Man, yeah. But so one of the pitches that Ray, my writer, pitched to me was much the same story that we used in issue number 8, but he was taking the day off, and he was going with his neighbor to a football game. So instead of
Oh, okay.
football, I just changed it to wrestling.
Wrestling.
And
Yeah.
so it made
Smart.
yeah, no, it was great.
So it's
And,
kind of also like a little bit of a tribute to this.
Yeah.
To Crazy John.
Yeah, Crazy John, your big fan. That's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's an amazing story. We're gonna clip that. Is it okay? We clip that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that is fantastic, man, and that makes me appreciate number 8 even more. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm gonna have to pick that up next time I see you at a show.
Yeah.
Speaking of shows, have you been doing any shows promoting the book recently, or what?
Yeah.
What's on your agenda for the year?
Yeah. So the first place that I was able to sell it outside of the crowdfunder. So the crowdfunder fulfilled at the end of April. I wanted it like all gone by the end of April, in the mail to the supporters, and
Yeah.
I think it was a week and a half late, but I had the books in time for Free Comic Book Day. So
Oh, cool.
my local comic shop let me set up, and I sold like gangbusters at Free Comic Book Day.
That's awesome.
That was awesome. Yeah, I don't know if you guys do Free Comic Book Day, but
Not
that
yet.
Was that was my. I hadn't done a Free Comic Book Day since like coming out of the pandemic. Somebody in Buffalo, I think James, you're from out Buffalo way.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep. Yeah.
So it was it's one of the sports card places out there that has
Oh.
comic books. They had like a whole setup, and I was invited out there. And
Yeah.
but that
Yeah.
was nice,
Oh my God, brain fart. David Adams, maybe?
That sounds right. That sounds
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Jeff something invited me. He's the
Yeah.
artist who works there. I don't know. I
Yeah.
see him
Yeah.
at
Yep.
shows.
That's
But
cool.
so I did that. Sold a bunch, and the main guy in. So I, instead of partnering with my friend Crazy John's wrestling troupe down in Harrisburg, there's a local Syracuse wrestling company called One Up, and so I reached out to One Up and I said, "Does anybody want to be in the comic?" So this guy here, the main bad guy,
Yeah.
his name is The Natural. So he came out and he bought a bunch. I sold it to him for like cost plus like 50 cents. So
Nice.
he bought a
That's
bazillion of
amazing.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
awesome. And then now you have somebody else, promoting your book too, which is
yeah,
great.
for sure, for
Right?
sure.
That's,
And
that's the
that
way
was
to do
kind
it.
of the idea. That was kind
Yeah.
of the idea to plug into some extra marketing.
Yeah.
And he could not have been more grateful for me
Yeah.
choosing him. And so I reached out to him. I said, "Do you have some catchphrases? Do you have some moves or whatever?" And I was able to put some of his moves in and use all of his catchphrases that he threw down.
That's
So
awesome.
he's super excited about that. But that's just
Wow.
another way to market. And
That's
Yeah.
and so my comic is family friendly and faith based. So I take it to homeschool conventions, and
nice.
it does so well. Like I just got back from a homeschool convention last week. Drove down to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and sold 350 Alpha Red comics.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah,
That's nothing to scoff at as an indie creator, man. That's fantastic.
yeah,
I would actually have never thought to go that route. So that is that is fantastic. For those of you who are listening and you're in indie, this is another route you could go. If you have a family-friendly book,
yeah.
I would have never thought to do something like that.
Hmm.
That's very intelligent marketing move, man. I'm impressed.
Yeah. You
That's
gotta find your audience. Like
yeah,
wherever they
Yep.
are, and you never know where they are there because it's not really a comic book space. Like I'm the only
yeah,
guy. I went
yeah,
there 2 years ago in 2024 when I kind of turned my mindset back on doing comics and extending Alpha Red, making it an ongoing or like a maxi series. I never finished telling you, but like I'm trying to do. I have it blocked off to do 60 issues of Alpha Red. You know,
okay.
so
That's a
so
pretty
I'm on
cool
issue
chunk.
number 8. So
Yeah.
hopefully 60 by the time I'm 60. That was the vision
Okay.
casting that I cast last year when I was 50. I was like
Nice.
60 by 60, and so I gotta get cranking.
That's a goal, man.
Ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite the goal. Yeah, that's a lot of comics, man.
Yeah.
50 comics in the next
Keep
10
you
years.
motivated.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
That's
went
a
down
lot.
there 2 years ago in 2024, and I sold out of everything. I was like, I spent
Wow.
$2,000 on just books and stuff to bring. I was like,
Yeah.
man, I am.
Wow.
If this bombs, I am going to be out so much money.
Yeah.
It costs $750 for the table. The car, all the gas, and
Yeah.
all the Airbnb because I brought the wife and she doesn't
Yeah.
stay in hotels like I normally do.
Yeah.
So all those things cost lots of money, and I still came home with like $750. I sold out of everything. I sold out of
Wow.
That's
like
amazing.
I was selling like outdated stuff, like
Yeah.
because when you I don't know, in 2024 I kind of remastered everything and edited some things that I didn't like about the story in the beginning, just to kind
Okay.
of fill in some holes, added some dialogue, and so things were like fresh and new. And then
Yeah.
I did new covers and stuff, but I brought the old stuff just because they were kind of all in the same boxes. And when I sold
Yeah.
out of all the new stuff, I was pulling out like all this old stuff. I'm like, this is kind of old. And they're like, we don't care. Like our kids don't care. Like we don't.
Wow.
Is there no cursing? Is there no boobies hanging out? Like, let's go. I
Yeah.
want it. I want it. My kids need this. I'm like, okay, here we go.
That's
And,
awesome. That is, I mean, yeah, you're like that's correct. That's an interesting market to tap into. But that's phenomenal, dude. And like, yeah, so was that the thought process behind like all the homage covers was like I got to reprint these anyways,
No, so the homage covers, because now I have an homage cover for every one of them, and actually
Yeah.
some of them have multiple homage covers just because like I was making them exclusive for the campaigns, and
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever do that again because I still like them and I wish I didn't. What's going
Yo,
on?
Brian.
Who's
Another
okay?
Brian.
Another
Yeah,
Brian?
we got another Brian. Yeah.
Lots of
We got
Brians,
two
lots of
Jameses,
Jameses.
two
So
Brians.
yeah,
Yeah.
we need another Brandon out there, another Michael.
Yeah.
But so the homage covers came along when I went into my local comic shop and I said, "Hey, would you be willing to carry this?"
Yeah.
And he said, "It looks great. Seemed like a great guy. Looks like a great story, but I can't order it because I can't sell it. Like nobody knows who you are, and nobody's
Yeah.
buying anything from anybody." And I said, "What can I do to attract retailers? What would
Yeah.
retailers invest in?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"Homage covers. Everybody's into the homage covers. So just make some homage covers, and
Nice stuff.
we can sell them."
Yeah.
They still don't, they're still, they tried, they did. They put up some homage covers they didn't sell, so I brought it back. So, but that was the birth of me doing the homage covers,
Yeah.
and I have so
Now,
much fun doing them, so I can't stop.
oh yeah. I mean,
At least
they
he
are a lot of fun.
offered like some way, some path,
Yeah,
still not just pushing you away, but at least offering
yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Right.
they don't owe me anything. They're retailers.
Yep.
They have to make a living. They're not gonna, buy it and just put it on the shelf
Yeah.
and just because they like me, whatever.
Yep.
No, they don't owe me
Right.
that.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's a business. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
we're all running our businesses, right? Like, I'm not gonna, if you're gonna give me a product and I don't know what it is and I don't know a market I can sell to, it's gonna be difficult for me to sell it as too, So yeah, exactly. I've talked to a lot of people who were like, oh, screw that comic store. They didn't want me and they didn't want my stuff. And it's like, well, at the end of the day, those guys are trying to make money too, but they're barely making a big profit either because they're buying these books $2, $3 a piece and selling them for $5 a piece. They're like, of course, they're going to alternative markets to flip and sell them. So
Yep.
it makes sense. It makes
Yep.
sense, but yeah, that's. I mean, it's cool that they still took a couple of your homage covers and stuff
Yeah.
and tried to sell them and whatever. It's such a weird scene, and there's so many indie books out there that it's hard to be like pick and choose. Like, do I want this one? Do I want this one? Do I want that one? There's so many of us,
So that's why we have to be the squeaky wheel. We have to get on the
Right.
phone. We have to get out to those retailers and say, "Hey, my book is X, Y, and Z. This is the market. This is if you have anybody,
Yep.
please recommend it."
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. It's an interesting scene, and I think the more that you talk to other people, the more you're talked about, and the more you're talked about, the more you're on people's minds. The better you'll be at the end of the day,
Absolutely,
But
absolutely.
but that's cool, man. And you actually get invited to shows as a guest. Is that
I
correct?
do. I do.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So every now and again, it used to be more often, especially back when I was in Pennsylvania before I
Yeah.
moved up here. I moved up here 11 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So once I moved up here for a new job, and I didn't know anybody up here. I didn't know the comic scene. I reached out to a couple of people, but they didn't know who I was. So it was like
Yeah.
they didn't. I have no reputation, so they're not inviting me. So
Yeah.
I did pay for a couple of tables initially. I paid for Matt Flint.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
first time I met him was at a Syracuse the Retro Game Con,
Okay. Cool.
and that was like way back when, 2017. I want to
Oh,
say
wow.
2016, 2017.
Oh wow.
And that was me trying to dip my toes back in it. Matt was just starting out, and now I can't even get into the Retro Game Con because
Oh.
I don't do game stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
They're very adamant about the game
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I
I mean, I get
applied.
it.
I applied and I didn't get it either. But I'm
Yeah.
like, it's hard for me to be like, oh, let me do a detour and everything I'm working on just to do some stuff specifically
Yeah.
for a show.
For sure.
Because I'm like, I got 100 other things going on, plus life, plus everything else.
Yeah.
You know. But that's cool. I mean, that's cool, and it's nice. It's a nice lax of a burden if they're inviting you and they're like, "Hey, I'll pay for your table and maybe some
Exactly.
food or whatever."
Yeah.
So that's cool, man.
Yeah. So Wellsboro invited me this year.
Oh wow,
Syracuse Collectors Con invited me the
nice.
past 3 years. Was invited to do the artwork for Syracuse Collectors Con this past
Yeah,
year.
that's
Created the
right.
mascot.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That was cool. And then the one guy did the big chalk
yeah,
piece. That was pretty cool.
dude, I
Yeah,
it like blew my mind. Like
yeah,
he kept talking about like somebody came up to me and they said, well, I had met him down at the Twin Tiers Con like last year or the year before. I didn't go last year. That's right.
yeah,
I missed it last year, but the previous year I met the guy who does the chalk drawing, and he was telling me about it, and he was showing me pictures and stuff. Actually, he was just walking around, and he showed me his stuff. I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. That's really good. And
yeah.
then he walks up to me at the beginning of the Syracuse Collectors Con, and he goes, "I'm doing your picture that you drew for the Collectors Con." I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about, guy." And
Here,
then
let me see
people
if I
started
can
coming over to me, and they
share.
go, "Wow, you should see this chalk drawing he's doing of your thing." And I was like, "Okay." And so finally, I make my way over, and I was just like gobsmacked. I was like, "Holy smokes, yeah, there you go."
Yeah, there it is. I don't know if he's got a better picture somewhere, but
Yeah.
yeah, he did this, and it was like I don't know how big it was. Probably
Um,
about
nine by
probably
six,
about like what is it?
9 by 6, I think.
9 feet by
Nine,
6 feet.
yeah,
Oh,
9 feet
wow.
by 6 feet.
Yeah, and he did this. This is all done with chalk.
Yeah,
You should have seen him do it. It was pretty intense. I was like,
yeah,
wow, that's insane.
yeah.
He did a pretty good job recreating that.
Right. Yep. Yep. But
What is
it's a
that on? Is that
fantastic
just a
feeling.
wall or something?
No,
So
so
he
he. Oh, go ahead, James.
it's like on the ground.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
kind of sketches it out on. I think it's what's the paper? The contact paper.
Oh,
What
like
what's the stuff we used to use in like kindergarten?
it's like cardboard paper.
It's not. It's like really. I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's black and it's I don't know. He tapes it all up, and he tapes it in a 9 by 6, and then he rolls it up with a big tube, and then he rolls it out, and he kind of just it's already pre-sketched
it's like the construction paper or something.
construction paper. I couldn't think
Yes,
of the
there you
word.
go. There you go.
Yeah, you get to be my age, and just normal words just start disappearing. People's names, if they're not named James, then
There you go.
Look at it. I got a pass.
yeah,
Yeah, you know who I am. That's funny. Yeah, dude, that's cool. Yeah, he did a really good job on that, and it was impressive to see that. And I mean, it's cool to be a part of that.
yeah,
You're like, hey, I did the mascot for this thing,
yeah, yeah.
and stuff.
So I'm
Wow.
I'm waiting for homeschool conventions to invite me because they are expensive. So
Yes. So like, kind of circling back to that a little bit. Have you ever gone to one of those? I don't know how many you've done, but like, have they ever been like, hey, we got the last books from you. Are you coming out with another one?
yeah, oh for sure.
Or
Like
do they?
that's what happened with this past year. So I haven't been back there since 2024. That was my first year there.
Oh, okay.
I skipped last year because it's a 12-hour drive from here, like 12 and a
Oh,
half
wow.
hour drive.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you got to stay, it's a great town. Tennessee is fantastic. If I didn't have a job in New York, I think I'd head to Tennessee. It's just beautiful
Yeah.
down there.
Is it?
People are super nice.
Ooh,
But
I'll have
yeah,
to hit some Tennessee Comic Cons.
yeah, yeah. But it was fantastic. So I went down there and people were like, that was the weird thing because I was selling people like the super duper old stuff, and I
Yeah.
forgot that I had collected issues 1 through 4, and I had a different collector like a I forget what I called it, an issue number 5 that had everything in it, pencils, inks, like virgin color, virgin everything, like
Almost like an artist's edition kind of
yeah,
thing.
artist like deluxe edition, something like that.
Yeah.
It had all the art, all the sketches, all the whatever, to as a companion to my collection of an incomplete book. Like it was issues 1 through 4 in a 5 arc story, and so I was selling that stuff. I was trying to not sell that stuff, but people were buying it anyway. So, but they would come up and they said, we've been waiting for you. I'm like,
That's
well,
awesome.
here I am.
Yeah, here I am. That's amazing. But yeah, they were looking for you. They didn't find you online.
Yeah. Well,
I get that all the time.
homeschool crowd, you're really not like my kids don't
Oh,
have free reign of the
yeah, that makes
internet.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that
So
makes sense.
they're just starting to get phones, and it's on lockdown. Everything's on lockdown. So
Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. It's a crazy, crazy world, the internet.
it is. Can you imagine having the internet at our age? I would have
Yeah.
been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I was bad with 007, and you could barely see what was going on.
I know. I know.
Brian, you got any questions for Jim?
I have so many questions.
All right, let's
Um,
fire away, dude. I've been talking so much, so I want
No, that's all right.
your perspective. Yeah,
Because you cover all the base kinds of things, and I just let my mind kind of accumulate areas that I want to fill in.
perfect.
But yeah, like what I see in James is like the future me, because the Alpha Red reminds me so much, like his investment in that reminds me so much of where I am, like in his past, like where I am with my story now, that I see myself going forward and having this long kind of protracted story that I'm just always invested into. But like one thing I noticed that I don't know if you can elaborate on it, but like looking through some of the pages that I saw, your panel compositions are like amazing, like incredible, like pro level. I loved the composition of your panels, and I don't know if that's something that like, and if that came from your trying to get into Marvel and you were trying to do the Marvel way, or if that's not something that developed over time, or you like, how did you get to where you are with creating your panels and envisioning what it want to look like and laying it out and that kind of stuff? Like, how did you develop that process?
Yeah. So up until probably goodness, until very fairly recently, I was just doing it on my own. You know, like you think of the stuff and you draw it with the best skill level that you have, and
Yeah.
then what I discovered was Rob Liefeld's podcast. Are you familiar with Rob Liefeld's Robservation podcast?
Yep.
And he talks about like their influence and how much they allowed like we consider it swiping now, but like they would look at manga stuff and they would go,
Okay.
wow, that is really exciting. How do I recapture that exciting thing? And
Yeah.
so I have right here. So one of the artists that I'm most influenced by is Joe Madureira. And he
Oh,
doesn't-
Joe, yeah.
Yeah,
I can
so
see
he
that in
doesn't-
your style.
Yeah. So he doesn't draw as much anymore. So I'll pick up, an issue. Like I have all my Joe Madureira
There you go.
comics there. And so I'll look at my the story and I go, okay, in this 2 or 3 pages, I need just some of this. Like I need character A to get through this situation. And then I'll just open it up. And in these pages, like somewhere, like I can switch out characters, and even if it's not the same character in one panel to the next, it can be Alpha Red in here, and Alpha Red in here because he needs to talk or whatever. But in here, it's Spider-Man talking to the Hulk. But like, I can do that. And what you start doing is like you take the dynamicism of the panels and you go, okay, I'm drawn to this. Like I don't need to make it exactly like this pose, but
Right.
it's got to be a kick-ass pose right here, and
Yep.
and just how it all breaks down, like
Yep.
his head, like, and so you're taking the composition from somebody who is an expert,
Yeah.
who is super dynamic, and just let them influence you, and then your style will come out, but you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you asking, and I don't mind pointing all the, like, I do get that a lot now recently. They're like, so where do you even start? I go, start with your favorite artist, your favorite picture, your favorite page, and don't be ashamed to like pull it out and say, okay, what is it that I like about this? Deconstruct it and then reconstruct it with your character and in your setting, That's all.
Heck
I
yeah,
hope
dude.
that
Very
helps.
cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's confirming for the process that I've been working on for the past couple of years. Like I tell people now that I don't read comics as much as I study them. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of like where I'm learning how to do things. It's just
Mhm.
like looking at what they're doing and why I like it so much, and then trying to like capture like that moment or whatever they're doing, that pacing,
Mhm.
kind of replicating that in my stuff.
Yep. And
I
just
don't know
the
if I'm doing it
angles.
as well, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. You'll just get better. And if it doesn't look quite right, we'll
yeah,
copy it closer to their
yeah,
thing. And then the more you try to emulate them, the more you'll start to understand why they do what they do. Why did they drop the shadow where they dropped the shadow? Why does it look so good? Like you say, like I drew it almost exactly like he drew it, but his obviously is so much better. Like what parts of this did I not copy? And my camera's going crazy because I have my hands up.
Oh yeah, your
yeah.
camera's
Okay.
doing the.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's like,
where are you going?
do you want me to follow you or not?
Well, that's cool, man. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I mean that's something that I also tell a lot of people is like if they ask it when I'm talking about how I like develop some of these things that I'm looking at is like, I try to amass as much information on the internet as I can. I'm like, oh, I like the way this does this. I like the way this is working, and then I pick apart things, and I'm like, I really like the way that the arm is extended forward here, and I
Yeah.
really like this way that this leg is situated. So then you kind of merge the things together, and like then you have this piece, and then you start studying, and then you could do things like pro studies where you're exactly what you're talking about. You're taking apart what Joe's done, and you're recreating it. And doing it over and over again, it's a master study. It's at its finest. You're just you're taking the best pieces of the best artists and putting it together in the way that you like it, and that's how you get your style,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Jim Lee said whenever he started, he was a combination of John Byrne and George Perez. They were two of his favorite people.
Wow, I didn't know
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he said that's how you were really getting hired at Marvel and DC because those two guys never really needed fillers, but like they wanted to fill like the gaps with artists that look like the guys who are on the main thing. So if you drew like
right,
John Byrne, you get to draw an X-Men like annual, or you get to draw something special,
right.
because your style looks kind of like that. And if the editor thinks so, he thinks that the customers are going to like that style. So, you know,
Right. That makes
and so
sense.
then you break in, and then your style evolves because you're drawing your butt off. You're drawing every day. You're drawing,
Yeah.
hours and hours a day. You cannot not get better. So that was
Yeah.
a Jim Lee interview I just watched last night.
That's cool.
But yeah.
Very neat. What else you got, Brian?
Well, like one of the things I was thinking about because I think you said you were started this like back in what
2013 was
2013.
when Alpha Red came out, February of 2013, and that was after the reboot. Like I started him in 2011, did it for I don't know 6 months, going in that direction where it was just more of a Captain America type comic. And the strategy back then was in order to pad your portfolio, instead of just drawing 5 or 6, 8 pages of Spider-Man or Batman or whatever, just do your own comic. And that's something that you can lay down in front of an editor, and he can see all the things that you did, and he can see that you completed a project. So he's not taking a chance on someone who's going to leave him high and dry after 5, 10 pages.
Yeah.
Do you
So-
still have a dream of getting into the industry, or do you like what you're doing so much with Alpha Red that this is
gonna
like
ask the
this
same
is cool
thing.
where I am?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only reason why I would jump in would be to, knock the bucket list characters
yeah.
off, check
Sure.
off the bucket list.
Spider-Man, Batman,
Sure. You don't have to pay me a lot. But then I think it would help at conventions too. You get invited to things because you have been a published artist
Yeah.
for Marvel or DC. You can get, hey, Marvel artist, Spider-Man artist James Nguyen. Like,
Yeah.
and then I'd buy a bazillion of them, and or get comps, and that's what I'd be handing out or selling.
That's awesome.
But
Yeah.
that's those are the only things. Like I want Spider-Man, X-Men, Batman, Ninja Turtles, Transformers, maybe GI Joe.
That's awesome. Hey, I
Those
don't,
can get me
I
in.
don't think Ninja Turtles is that hard to get into. I mean, they have some dedicated artists right now, but you never know, man. I
Right?
keep submitting to the IDW and being like, hey, you need an artist for Turtles. I'm your guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I have been really contemplating submitting stuff to a couple different publishers, but I'm running into the issue now where it's like I'm too busy, if that makes sense. Like it's I have too much going on that I'm already dedicated time to,
Mm-hmm.
that I if one of these guys were like, hey, we would love to have you on, it'd be great for me, but at the same time, who am I letting down in the process, right? So it's kind of like,
Exactly.
ugh. But eventually the time will come. The time
Yeah,
will come. I
yeah.
got.
When your kids get older, like my youngest is 18. He's graduating this year, so
Oh
that's
wow.
why I can kind of
Yeah.
go all for it right
Yeah,
now.
and by the way, James, this is not me blowing smoke, man, but you look great for being 50. Okay,
Genetics.
you
You
look
know,
great, man.
my
I hope I can look half that great at 50, man. I feel like I'm gonna be like sagging and wrinkles and
no good genetics.
Especially working in comics all this time and
Yeah,
that
yeah,
that, that kind of stress.
you would
Handling it
think.
well.
Right, the grays and the wrinkles. You're like
yeah.
stressed out. Oh, I gotta beat that deadline.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Of course. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna do the trivia, or if
Oh,
that's okay with you guys. Feel
yeah.
free
Sure.
to chime in, chat. Let's hear from you as well. So we're gonna switch over. Okay, ready?
Oh, all right. Am I back?
Fantastic. Thank you for participating in today's trivia. If you guys like this, please let me know in the comments because, well, yeah, it took a little effort. I had to
Yeah.
find some pictures and do some things. So,
It gets people
They
to
have
in the chat.
yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's good. They have like a channel that does like a comic book Jeopardy that I thought I would be terrible at, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
was actually doing well for like because a lot of my comic knowledge is from like way back. And I
Yeah.
thought like they thought if they do newer stuff I would be clueless, but I was doing better than I thought I would.
Huh. Yeah, I'll have
So
to.
yeah, these things are cool.
I've seen that. That would be fun to do. That would be some work to do, but that would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Thank you guys for participating. I appreciate y'all. Oh, Jerry voted for B. B. What are we voting B for?
He was joking.
We're done with the quiz. That's all right. Just he's probably on delay. So anyways, yeah. So back to the conversation. So with comics, what now? I'll be honest. So compared to a lot of the people that I've seen doing like Kickstarters and stuff, where they're charging much more, myself included, for their books. Can I ask your like thought process and how you think about pricing your books, and how you were talking about how you order in bigger quantities and stuff. So like, what is your I guess your thought process when you're pricing things and figuring out your ordering and stuff like that?
Yeah, it has definitely evolved since the first time I put it up on Kickstarter in 2016. I put up issue number 2, and I got like 75 backers, and
Oh, wow.
it was like $3,500, and I was like, "Hey,
Nice.
I'm golden." And it was like the heyday of Kickstarter. I feel like because
Yeah.
as I continued to do them, it was harder and harder to get backers, and it was harder and harder to get the number,
Yeah.
the amount, and so I started lowering it because I didn't want it to fail.
Yeah.
It was such a hustle, and it's such a hustle now that a lot of mainstream creators who did work for Marvel and DC and they're big names, they're coming in with their
Yeah.
creator own. So it's hard to compete with them. So right now, the strategy with the crowdfunders really is to just pay for the big print run. And I make back the money from going to shows and selling my commissions. Like I do the Sunday night draw stream, and
Yeah.
I sell those commissions pretty regularly.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, and also going to these shows and stuff really help out. If you do it right, you do it on a budget. Anything outside of sleeping in your car, I'm willing to sleep in my car, I guess, but I can go for a roach motel and
Yeah, we've all contemplated that at some point. We're like, I could save a couple bucks and just sleep in the car.
Yeah.
Then you're like, where do I shower?
yeah.
Like, I imagine how sweaty I get after I set up my booth. Man, I definitely need to shower, so definitely need to get a hotel.
Yeah.
But hey,
Yes.
there are guys out there that do that.
Yeah,
They
for
just
sure,
sleep in
for
their
sure.
truck or their car or whatever.
Oh, I used to bunk with a bunch of guys. Like I'll go down to Wellsboro and I'll bunk with my buddy Chris.
Yeah.
Actually, I was invited to the Hershey Comic Con.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
I'll bunk with my buddy Chris. Me and Chris go way back. Chris Ring
Yeah.
is a buddy of mine, and he came to my store back in Harrisburg, selling his independent comic. I forget what it's called, Carbon Knight, and he was like hitting the heyday of Image, where everybody and their brother was selling an independent comic. It was black and white, but it was a I don't know. It's hard to describe the indiness of it, but people bought into it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cheesy. It's black and white, but it was kind of imagey because they're flying. He's flying around. He's shooting out of his hands and stuff. He's got a good backstory. Well, I don't know. It was a good enough backstory, and he's got quite the story about touring around comic book shops with his independent comic. And that was way
Nice.
back in 95, 96.
Yeah.
Man, that's way
Yeah,
back.
yeah. And
Yeah,
so
that's insane.
I ran into him in 2002 ish, when I 2001 2002 is when I started going to comic conventions, and we started running into each other a lot, and then we're like, well, we could save some money if we just shared a room. Let's share rooms. And so we would get 3, 4, 5 guys sharing a room, as long as everybody was cool, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny to me because I've run into similar situations where I'm like, hey, this is a expensive place, expensive,
Hmm.
whatever, and I guess tough. It's tough because the guys that I know, they're like, and I'm good by myself. They're low, they're kind of loners. So
Yeah.
it's like, but we could save so much money if we just get a hotel room. Like, I don't care. I'll sleep on the floor, bro.
Yeah.
I just need a
Yeah.
place to sleep and maybe take a shower and take a whiz. Like,
Exactly.
other than that, I'm good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, it's a smart way to do it. Is
Mhm.
if you could split it. Now I kind of like, obviously I split it with my wife because she's got her own business that she does with shows too. But
Okay.
yeah, it's definitely a smart move. Saving money where you can. I mean,
Yeah.
shows are not what they used to be.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's your experience as well. Be doing them longer than I have.
Yeah.
It just when I first started, it seemed like shows were much more profitable,
Yeah.
and now it just the prices have gone up and up, and the return has just not been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
It
know?
definitely helps out if you get invited.
Yeah.
They typically, the saving, I don't know how much the table costs at Syracuse Collectors Con, but I didn't, it's
Yeah.
right around the corner for me. It's like 10 minutes from my house,
Oh
less than
yeah,
10 minutes from my house.
yeah.
So I get to sleep at
So
home.
it's
I get to eat at home.
zero
you know.
cost for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
my buddy
amazing.
Chris is there. He comes and sleeps for free here,
Nice.
and we catch up on all the things, drink beers, all those
Nice.
good things that we used to do way back when, before we
Yeah.
got older and had kids
Had
and
children.
wives and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
But yeah, so it's actually become more profitable for me because I don't have to pay for those things. It's really just travel, and some of the places will pay for your travel. So
Yeah.
it's nice. So it's been profitable for me.
That's awesome, man.
It's been a long time since I walked away from a convention and not made any money or lost money, which
Yeah.
I was doing. At the beginning of coming up here, nobody knew who I was. I wasn't really pushing Alpha Red. Alpha Red wasn't quite done yet. The first 5 issues, I didn't know what I was doing with it. But once I figured out that I wanted to make it an ongoing, everything kind of, like, my mindset kind of changed. And I was like, you know what? I'm the guy who created Alpha Red. And if another opportunity comes up, I'll
Yeah.
pause and I'll do this, but I'm coming back to Alpha Red. And, if the other thing takes off, then you can then change the narrative or whatever.
Yeah.
But until then, I'm still the guy who creates Alpha Red, and I got stories for days, miles for years and decades.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, it's your thing. It's your baby. It's,
And I found that that's what people want to hear. Like when I was done with Alpha Red #5, I was like, it's done. This is his origin story, and that's all the story I had. They're like, oh, that's cool, and then they'd walk away. But I have issue #6 there, and I go, yep, it's an ongoing. All right, let me pick up all 5. I'll take all 6.
Yeah.
And so you tell them it's an ongoing series, they're just all in.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think, and this is something that me and my one buddy Steve talk about all the time. Is he mentions, I should say, but it seems to be a lot of people want their own thing for this generation. You know what I mean? Like, it's like we had Batman, we've had Spider-Man. So now, like, people are looking for something new and exciting, and now, like, this new generation, they have a lot of new animes and stuff. That seems to be the way that a lot of the kids are trending towards, is watching anime and reading manga. So, like, I think it's interesting to see, and I think that's where we could shine as indie creators too. Is we have our own thing that's hopefully different than Batman and Spider-Man, and that we have our own flavor and provide that to this next generation. Is like, hey, this is this new thing. You can check it out and you can read it and enjoy. Hopefully, you can share it with your friends and family, and they'll like it as well.
Exactly. Exactly.
maybe someday we'll do an animated short of the series, or
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
so I know you talked about having 60 issues by 60.
yeah.
Do you see any other things in your future as far as whether it be Alpha Red, like I said, getting an animated series, or a video game, or a completely different series in general that you're working on?
Yeah, so I'm always looking for opportunities to kind of break him out of just comics. Card games,
There you go.
animation, video games. There's some people in my sphere who are good at making those things.
Yeah,
But lots of promises, and it's hard to follow through. When
yeah,
there's no money behind it, or they have opportunities that pay them. You obviously
right,
go where the money is.
right.
So as much as they love your stuff and want to see your thing grow, they don't have the money.
Yeah,
If you don't give it to them, they don't make it. So,
right.
but there's Fiverr, there's cheap ways for people to make certain things. I created my own little video game for Alpha Red.
Oh, nice.
That's
Oh,
fun.
did you?
Yeah. Yeah, you can go on. I forget what it's called. Uh, It'll come to me after we're done. Begins with an S. MIT, the Boston, Massachusetts thing. They have a free program that you can do, and a lot of homeschoolers know about it because it teaches them coding and it teaches them all this stuff. Where you can make your own video game. You can just sign up for free, and then you take these building blocks and you kind of create these free video games, and they're just out there. And so I just took one of them, and then I replaced the ninja guy, and I
With a
put
little-
I put
with a
Alpha
little
Red in
Alpha Red
there,
guy.
and it was like he was like moving through a cave system, and really it was just him standing still, and he only moved back and forth a little bit, and then these rocks would really kind of come towards him, like there was rocks up here, rocks down here, and
Yeah.
it would move faster and faster. Well, I just
That's
replaced him with cars, so
That's
he's
funny.
he's jumping cars.
That's funny. Oh, very cool, man.
But the kids would hang around my table and not buy anything because they already bought it, and then they would just play the video game. And I was like, "You guys got to go."
Yeah, now you got to package it and sell it, man.
Yeah.
Now you got to figure that out.
Yeah.
We got a question, a very good question. Has anybody asked who James's influences are?
Yeah. So mostly, you see back here, Mr. Jim Lee was probably my first influence,
Okay.
and then it became just all the image guys. Todd McFarlane. Todd McFarlane was like probably the first person that I recognized his artwork different than anybody else.
Yeah.
Like I thought comic books were always drawn by the same type of artist, and then when I saw Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man, I was like, that guy's different. I want to pick up his stuff. And then while I was waiting for the next issue of Amazing Spider-Man, I found some X-Men, and then so it was Jim Lee, Will Spertatio, a little bit of Rob Liefeld, and then the next class of people that influenced me were Joe Quesada and Joe Madureira. And then, like, not that I stopped taking in other stuff. I take in everybody, like every comic that I pick up, I go,
Yeah.
wow, that panel is awesome, or that series of sequential panels, great. I gotta put that in my back pocket, and when I need it, I'm gonna pull it out, that kind of stuff. But yeah, those would be my main influences. I used to say Jim Lee, Joe Quesada, and Joe Madureira were the top three. And then Joe Quesada kind of started getting, I don't know, like, it's still good, still amazing stuff, but less appealing to me. I don't know. Less appealing in a way that I would apply it to my artwork. Like I would still buy his stuff, but I wouldn't try to copy it. I don't know what the distinction is.
Michael says, as long as you only got drawing feet by Rob.
Yeah.
I knew there had to be one in there.
Oh man, there's always I don't know, it's become a weekly thing almost. Rob, we love you. We love
Yes,
you. Okay?
yes,
We
yeah.
love- we help. You helped us with in the '90s with your comics, and
Yeah.
we loved it. And thank you for Deadpool. Thank
Yeah.
you for all that stuff. Please don't block us.
Yeah.
talk to him about it when he comes on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my God. He's like, I watched that episode where you guys. There were several episodes about talking about feet here. Okay. He says, I see your pencils and they have some Silvestri energy.
yeah, yeah. No, I like Silvestri's new stuff. I think when Silvestri was like joining with the Image guys, because I wasn't aware of Silvestri, even though I had Silvestri Wolverine
Yeah.
comics. I had some of his X Factor, Inferno type stuff. I had it and I liked it, but like it reminded me a lot of Jim Lee, and especially when he came over to Image, he was being inked by
Yep.
Scott Williams. It looked a lot like Jim Lee, and that was great. But then, like for whatever reason, he went the darkness route with Witchblade and Darkness and stuff, and it was too techy for me. Like I don't know. I picked them all up, and then I just kind of like eventually kind of grew out of that
Yeah.
kind of vibe. But his
Yeah.
stuff right now is amazing, and yeah, I like his the rendering. He uses like he doesn't do like hard blacks, like hard contrast. So I do vacillate between like the lots of rendering like Silvestri does and Dave Finch, where it's almost
Okay.
like a detailed version of Mike Mignola. So
Yeah. Yeah. Finch talks a lot. Talks a lot about Magnola and stuff, and Silvestri and stuff like that too. It's kind of cool. Like all his Image guys, like they're just all fantastic, and they've all
Yeah.
fed off each other at some point and,
Yeah.
and given each other tips. And I love watching Dave's live stream. And
Yeah.
all of his tutorial videos, like really, I think propelled me between that and the classes I was taking a couple years ago. Like really propelled me quite far forward in terms of like my confidence in my line work and my art and my pencils and stuff like that. So still working on it, but
yeah.
it is what it is, you know. So it's a never ending journey, right?
And he's a big proponent of looking at another artist. If you're struggling with a thing, if you watched his live stream 2 or 3 weeks ago, he was doing Absolute Batman. It was amazing how fast that Absolute Batman was coming together. But people
Yeah.
were asking him about artist block. Like, do you ever have artist block? And he says, whenever you have artist block, it's because you've come to the top of your own limit. So you need to look at somebody who is better than you. Like if you run into like the hand that you want to draw, you can't draw. Like think of somebody who draws a better hand and just copy that hand, and then you will
Yeah.
eventually learn how to draw that hand. Like
Yeah.
that's how you level up, is
Yeah.
copy the masters. And so he was running around his office, and he's pulling out the comic like I did, and he's like showing you. He's like, look, I'm gonna do it just like this, and then he's like, of course he does it much better than anybody else. But
Yeah. His breakdown and studies are great. I enjoy those a lot. I need to do that. I need to do that more myself. Like if I had more time on the table, I would love to just sit there for like an hour and just do like master studies constantly. I definitely gotta do more of that.
Yeah.
And I'm finding that out quickly with my sequentials and stuff. Like, you know, I've always been a kind of proponent of, like, I like to grab things out of my head, put it on the paper, and then I go and reference things. And I feel like maybe I should reverse that just a little bit. You know. But yeah, that's awesome. We got another comment. He says, pre-Lee Silvestri, when he was more Buscema inclined, had fantastic naturalism and movement. If you've never checked out the Essentials collection, awesome learning tools.
okay, yeah.
Okay.
No, I just remember his stuff on that Inferno. I think it was an X Factor thing, but I just remember like the original X-Men team. So it's Cyclops and Jean Grey, Marvel Girl, whatever, Iceman, and Angel, and then like over top, there's like Wolverine with like, I don't know. It was like I can still picture it in my head because it was so amazing, and I flipped through that thing a bazillion times. It ripped it to shreds.
That's cool.
That's what I remember about Silvestri.
Nice. Very nice. Brian, you got any other questions, boss?
Yeah, like I think I was starting it before, and we kind of drifted away from it. But like when you started, Has your process changed a lot from like then to now? Do
Oh
you,
yeah. The process currently is the thing that helps me with speed is the size of the drawing now.
okay.
So 11 by 17 is like your typical, right? This is 11 by 17. This is the latest. This I just finished this today.
That was awesome.
So it's 11 by 17, but now I draw, and it's the drawing space instead of 10 by 15 is 7.5 or 7.25. Let me see. I do have the measurement here, but it is scale to the 10 by 15. So it's 7.5 by 11 by a quarter.
Okay.
And I scan it in, and then I scan it in at 600 DPI, and then I stretch it out to an 11 by 17. And that's how I send it off to my colorist, and then the colorist sends it back. And I mean, this is
Oh wow.
this is a page that is 7.5 by 11.25. That
It's it's crazy. So you go smaller,
yeah,
but Dave Finch, and even myself, like I would almost, if I knew how the heck to do it, I would go bigger.
yeah, and,
I would go, the 24 by
Yeah.
whatever the heck it is
Yeah.
route. That's crazy. I mean, that's smart though. I mean, you're saving yourself a lot of time. There's a lot
yeah.
less.
I save myself between 2 and 4 hours per page.
Holy
so-
moly! Wow.
So, yeah.
So
me,
do you feel like it helps you like visualize how it's going to look when it's like final, or you just
really the thought came to me in 2024 when I started hanging out with a couple of guys who were doing a lot of sketch cards, and I was like, man, these are really cool, but they're really small. And I started getting into the habit of drawing the 2.5 by 3.5 sketch card, and I was like, wow, you can get a lot of detail on this. And when you scan it in, you can zoom in, you can blow it up, and it still looks pretty sharp. You do some Photoshop contrast stuff, and
Yeah.
it comes out pretty good. And so I was like, I wonder if I can save time if I just took this 10 by 15 drawing space on the 11 by 17 board down. What does that look like? And it saves you a little bit of money because it's cheaper on these
Yeah.
9 by 12 tablets to get. And I started photoshopping.
easier on your ink too?
Yeah, the inks, everything's just like faster. So
Yeah,
if
faster
you can-
and cheaper. Yeah.
yeah,
If you can do the detail, I guess I never thought of that. I mean, I do sketch cards all the time. I would never think to go smaller for panels.
yeah,
That's
like,
crazy.
So just think of that as a panel,
Yeah.
put it over any of your panels, and that's kind of what you're doing.
Yeah, Michael says J Scottish method.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. Like he does do it small and then he blows it up. Like a lot of them do that. I know
Yeah.
that. Speaking of Rob Liefeld, he does really loose sketches, small, and then he blows them up, and then he can print them out. Like I don't have a printer that can handle 11 by 17. Or else, I mean, I did try that a couple times and it worked great, but I think you have to use it so much. Like the printers are like cars, like you have to use it in order for it to kind of work well.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, I got a big printer. That's what I'm sort of opposite. I do a thumbnail sketch on a small piece of paper, scan it in, and then blow it up in 11 by 17, then pencil and ink it.
Yeah, yeah. No, and that's probably the process that I would have tried if I could consistently get my thumbnails to print through my printer, but it was
Yeah.
always such a struggle.
Yeah. Well, it caused you to change your process into a more productive process. So that's something, right? Like, that's a win.
Yeah.
Got to overcome.
The other philosophy is really planning out how many pages I want done a week. So I have to do 2 pages a week if I want to stay on schedule. And I don't always get 2 pages a week, but I have to get
Yeah.
at least 2 pages. Like I have to plan for 2 pages a week. Like this is page 1 for the week. It's Tuesday. I'll probably finish this. If I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be finished with this today.
Nice.
Wow.
But that's one of the other things that I was doing is like some things work better when they are bigger, So I will print it out because I need it. I need things that can be printed out. So this was like panel 1 of the current page, and it had
Oh,
so
okay.
much perspective,
Okay. Yeah.
and I wanted to do so much with it that I just printed it out with all the perspective, and then I could just ink it on here, and I'll scan it in, and I'll Photoshop it onto the final page,
Smart way to do
and
it.
so I don't have to print it out, from the large thing. But I
Yeah.
just find all these little ways to save time.
Now, I guess here comes a secondary question to that is do you sell the originals that you do the smaller size originals? Yeah.
So I just started releasing them just at this convention, this current homeschool convention. Actually, even with the number 8, I offered to Nick the Natural Sullivan to see if he wanted to buy any of the pages, and he bought 2 pages. And I did actually another fun thing. If you put people in the comic, they want to buy the pages. So
Yeah.
Makes
I
sense. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't. They want to buy the comic. They want to buy more issues of the comic so they can give to their friends. They tell
Yeah.
their friends about it. So
And then they
all
keep
marketing.
the original stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's smart.
But
Smart way to
I
do
sell them
it.
for cheap. Like nobody really. I'm a nobody. And maybe if I ever become a somebody, these people they paid very cheap for my pages. Like
Yeah.
$30 will get you any of my pages. I'm selling them all for $30. I was selling them for 50,
wow.
and people were like, They were hemming and hawing. They were taking the key picture, key splash pages and stuff. I'm like, all right, $50, whatever. But not a lot of them had sold. But I sold some at the Free Comic Book Day event, and I sold 3 or 4 of them at the Free Comic Book Day, and then 3 or 4 of them down at the homeschool thing. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, I mean, that's awesome, man. I mean, you're selling some original pages, so that's, it costs you nothing to make, really, except for
Yeah.
the paper and pencil and ink and whatever.
And they sit under my desk here, and
Right. I know, and I have that problem where I'm like, I have these pages, and I don't really know what to do with them except for just sit on them, and they mean something a little bit. They're like, this is my first comic I worked on, and I have them, and I could show them off if I need to, but beyond that, they just sit there. They just sit in the little portfolio thing.
Yeah. One of the first comics that I ever produced, it's a 28-page comic. I was on an auction site with some alternative indie comic people,
Yeah.
and there are people out there who want to support us, and so I sold all 28 pages for like $300 plus a copy of the comic.
Oh,
So,
wow. Wow.
Very cool.
It's a
Yeah.
nothing. But what I want to do now is I want to incorporate those pages, that story, into Alpha Red. So it'll be like I'll start using some of those characters that I never finished. I never finished that story, and I'll get to
Okay.
finish that story within Alpha Red. I'll go back to those characters, finish up some of those storylines to pay off what that guy invested in me. So
Yeah, that's smart. It's a good way to sell original art too. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you can buy this original art. This got a character on it. You like that character? Well, hey, he's coming back in so and so, and things are
I
gonna
didn't even-
happen. And
I wasn't even thinking of that at the time.
Yeah.
I just like from my end, I just
Yeah.
want to honor that guy
Yeah.
partly. And when you're creating a universe, you're like these people, you're friends with these characters, and you want to
Yep.
see them. You want to see other people like them, and
Yeah.
share them with other people. So that's part of it, and then part of it is like I want to honor this guy who just like invested $300 in a character in a comic that most people have never seen, and
Yeah.
most people may have never seen. But I'm going to try to bring it back, fix up the dialogue because it was super cheesy. But
yeah,
as you did.
that's funny. Yeah, it's early in your career, right?
Yeah. Get the remastered version. That's what I do when I update my older stuff. I call it the remastered version.
Nice.
So I was going to ask about do you find when you're now that you're what is you on? You're on 6?
I'm on 8. I just
8.
finished 8. I'm on issue
8.
number 9.
So when you look back at say 4 or 5,
Mhm.
do you say? I mean, I know you talked about the remastering. Is that because you look back at that and go, my style has changed so
Oh
much?
yeah,
that-
it's
that, you know what
painful
I mean?
for sure, for sure. Yeah. So in issue number one, I mean, issue number one, I drew in like 2012. It's
Okay.
hard to look at these images. I'm like, and everybody wants issue number one. They're like, where should I start? Obviously with number one. I'm like, no, the latest issue. It's got the best art. It's got the best dialogue. I know what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But so I took two pages from issue number four, which I thought was probably where I really kind of turned it on. Like I was like, okay, I'm not just having fun. I have a story and I want it to represent my artwork well. So I kind of really took it seriously with issue number four, starting with issue number four. Even though three, I like three too, but it's I reused some art. Let's just put it that way. So it felt like some of the things are stiff in issue number three.
I got you.
So I took pages from issue number four, where it kind of shows where Satan was betrayed by his right hand demon, and I took that because that's the premise of the story. So I shoved it into the first two pages of Alpha Red number one. So that's in the remastering. So when you open it up, you see these two demons talking to each other, and it's like almost current day artwork. And
Yeah.
then you get into the other stuff, and I'm like,
Rock on. We got one more question, and we'll start wrapping up here. Michael says, which shows do you predominantly attend?
close
James.
ones, free ones.
Oh,
Those are-
James. Yeah, duh.
So this year I'll do. Let me see. The next one will probably be. There's a homeschool one at the beginning of June, which is in Pennsylvania. That's CHAP, the Christian Homeschoolers Association in Pennsylvania. That's beginning of June. Then beginning of July, I have the Hershey Comic Con. That's I think the 12th, 11th, 10th, 11th, 12th. And then Wellsboro is in August. So anyone who invites me, I'm trying to do just free ones right now. Like it's hard to
do
get. It's really hard to get to like, hey, can I get a free one?
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to make that call. You go or write that email. Hey, I do this. I did this. Like, are you inviting people? And kind of show them your website, show them your book, and they go, all right, I got a free table. I think you'll be a good addition or whatever. And if you have a fan base, like if you can prove that you can bring in some fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was the Hershey Comic Con? Because that's not too far from me.
Yeah. It's hard for me to say for other people because I don't spend a whole lot when I go.
Yeah.
Last year I came home with like $650. So
Okay.
if I had to pay for a table, if I had to pay for food and all that stuff, I did pay for food, I guess. But I didn't have to pay for a room. I don't know. You subtract all that out of there, maybe come home with $200-300.
Yeah, yikes. Yeah. Brandon says, I hope you have more blank Alpha Reds. I loved drawing the cover for you.
Yeah. Oh, let me see if I got Brandon's version here.
Oh, yeah?
Oh man, it looks fire.
Let's see. Drum roll. Brrrr. Actually, I wonder if they might have that. Is there a drum roll? No.
I know.
Oh, there it is.
That would have been nice if I.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh, I didn't mean to make it.
Where is it again?
Yeah, sorry.
Well, you had two shots.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I feel like I'm getting closer to it, but it's not. I do have some other. For sure.
Sorry, we're just having a little bit of fun.
Nah, it doesn't look like it's handy enough. Maybe
Oh, all right. That's all right.
I think I put it in the special box. I don't know how you guys feel about blind bags or whatever, but I was gonna see if that was gonna work for me if I
Oh, yeah.
some special like sketch cover like
That's
whatever.
nice.
That's smart, dude. That's super smart. Yeah, hit me up if you would like to do that. I'd be willing to do a cover for you.
Yeah, yeah. Just like
That'd be
just
awesome.
as part of the crowdfunders and stuff.
Okay.
Put 'em in.
People, I've had people come to my table and tell me because I have sketch cards in packs.
Hmm.
They're like, I'm a sucker for a blind bag or a a pack of cards
Yeah,
with a rare. So I'm like, yeah, dude, that's awesome. So you
yeah.
bought
I
like two
know.
or three packs. So
I know
you did get a good pull.
it gets a bad rap, but like people wouldn't be doing it if there weren't people buying it.
Yeah, well, yeah, is there's a little bit of that gambling addiction there, you know.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a little
Right.
bit of gambling addiction in them,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I'm not a gambler, and I'm not I don't have an addictive personality, so I don't get it, and I
yeah,
don't surround myself with addictive people, so I
yeah,
don't know how destructive it can be, I guess. So
yeah.
like,
Well, I
hey, if you want
really,
to buy it,
yeah,
I'm down. Let's do
really
it.
just yeah, really just makes you spend money. Really,
I mean,
it's
it seems like the same thing as buying like magic cards. I mean,
yeah,
Yeah,
you don't
Pokemon.
know what you're going to get, and there's always just like that excitement of kind of going, maybe this one's going to be really cool.
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Brandon says I was honored, defiant, a great character to draw. I'm not sure what he meant there. Is it defiant a character for your book?
Definitely a great character.
Okay.
Oh, this is a name for a great character. It could be.
Oh, oh, okay, cool. And then Michael says, I rushed back because of a drum roll and nothing. Sorry to deceive you. It's like, I'll keep looking. You're all right. Don't
I
let
feel like
the
it's
comments rage bait you into getting it. Oh, man.
Be right
Oh,
here. I swear. But I mean, I have all these blanks here, and I have.
well, if your office is anything like mine, I have boxes and boxes and boxes of comics and comics I need to read and comics that I have that are blanks to draw on and comics that I had ordered and
Yep.
there's boxes and boxes and boxes.
Yeah, I got stacked.
Yeah.
I wish I had boxes. I should have boxes, but I just have piles, piles and
He
piles
says,
for
he
miles and
says
piles.
that would be a great meme. I have stacks and then it just be comics. I got stacks and stacks, but not of cash. Brian, you got any more questions before we wrap up, boss?
Not really a question, but I was just,
Yeah.
I like the idea. Like, I was told by certain people that when I was really excited about doing Hyde, that they told me, don't get too attached to one story. Just kind of like throw it out there and then move on. The whole idea was just like to kind of just churn out a bunch of different stuff. And I kind of felt like at the time that was nonsense. And then hearing what James is doing and how he's doing, I feel like I'm on the same path. And it's just validating to know that was just nonsense. That someone's opinion was just full of it.
Yeah, just stick it into
Gibberish.
your Hyde book. Stick that story into your Hyde book. Whether it's Hyde doing that story, like I like He-Man. He's gonna go through a portal and go to like this Conan mixed thing with Star Wars. There's
Yeah.
gonna be all over. This is gonna be all over the place. There's gonna be time travel.
Yeah, it's just
You know?
it's just like a TV show. They do that stuff all the
Yeah.
time. They
Yeah.
do that stuff. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, we're gonna throw this character into Star Wars all of a sudden, but it
It's
really
a
was
dream
just a movie
sequence.
set.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
you
doesn't
know,
have
or whatever.
it
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
have to happen to your main character. It can your
Yeah.
main character
True.
can be like the side character for the side quest thing for
Yeah.
another character.
Yeah, yeah. I think that brings up another point, right? Like, keep doing the thing until you're not having fun with it anymore.
Exactly.
That's
Right.
kind of that's what I live by. Is like, this is like if I'm not having fun with it anymore, then it's like it's not going to be exciting to draw. And I think that's what happens to a lot of creators is like they get burnt out. They're like, I feel like I have to keep doing this thing. I have this fan base, and if I switch up, then if I switch to something different, then it's not gonna be fun for me. If I don't, otherwise it's not gonna be fun for me if I don't do it. But I have all this fan base, and
Yeah.
I have all these people that will leave me if and if I stop doing this. So I think it is a little bit of a trap that people fall themselves into. But yeah, I think I think keep doing the thing until until you're done having fun with it. But if as long as it's fun, keep making it happen, man. Because I think what'll happen at the end of the day, right, is if you're having fun with it, it's easier for you to market that
Oh,
thing
for
to
sure.
somebody else.
Yeah, it's
And
easier for you to sell the thing that you
right,
love.
exactly. Yep. So, anyways, we're gonna wrap up. James, where can everybody find you? Where do you want everybody to find you?
Yeah. So James, drum roll, please.
Oh,
Oh
there it
yeah,
is.
yeah. Here we go. Here's the drum roll. Oh hey,
Is that
we
it?
found it.
Yeah, I did. I knew it was close. I knew it was close.
Awesome. There it is.
This is Brandon's.
Very
Nice.
cool.
Good job, Brandon. Looks good, dude.
Nice.
Knew it was close. But yeah, Alpha
They
Red
had the
Comics-
applause on there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll do it. There we go. Yeah.
Good job, Brandon.
Bravo. Good job.
Nice. So alpharedcomic.com is my website, and I put a lot of stuff up on Substack. So if you're
Okay. That's right. I follow you there.
Substack, you'll see the progress of Alpha Red number 9. I'll do like every day, every night. I sit down and I draw, and whatever I'm done, whatever I get done is what I post on Substack. So half done pages
Awesome.
to all the way done pages. You know, like
Nice.
whatever pinups I'm doing. Commission.
Sick, dude. And now,
Good idea.
if they want to get a copy of Alpha Red 1 through 7 or 8 coming soon, they get it through the website.
Yep. You can order it through
Okay,
the
cool.
website, or you can go to jamesq. I got too many, but so just stick with alpharedcomic.com.
Okay.
I got a website for everything.
He's like, I got 50 domains.
Well, I don't know
or
how
so.
to make my website like to give it like a shopping cart. So
Yeah.
I point you to all kinds of different places. You know,
Oh,
I'm published. I'm kind of published with a bunch of guys at Starcross
Okay.
Comics. So really, a lot of the buttons will take you to Starcross Comics, where you can pick up 1 through 8. But
Okay.
you can go to my Etsy store, jamesq.net, and you can get them there. You know,
Okay.
Indie Planet, just all over the place.
okay. Interesting.
Everywhere, just be everywhere.
Yes. Yeah. Check it out. And you have your live streams. That's what day is that again?
Sunday nights.
Sunday
Sunday nights
nights,
at 8
okay.
p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Yeah, so check out his YouTube channel as well. He does a live draw. He also has guests on once in a while, correct?
Yep.
So yeah, check that out. I try to tune in when I can. It's very seldom, unfortunately. Sundays are a busy day, but
Yeah.
yeah, dude, that's awesome. And thank you for coming on. Hopefully we'll have you on again soon for Alpha Red number 9. We can talk about that. And maybe we'll do something special once you're ready for that bad boy.
Yeah.
And yeah, thanks for coming on. And also, as usual, check out I have a bunch of links in the description. So if you want to check it out, you can check out his social medias, and we have all sorts of stuff. So check those out, and feel free to also give Mantlebeard a follow, and myself. You can find me at Sketchy the Beast. And Brian is at Mantlebeard, and at some point he's going to get me that link tree he's got, right?
Me? You don't have my
you
link?
do. I do not have your link tree yet. Yes.
All right. I think it's just Linktree at Mantlebeard or whatever it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So check out his link tree at Mantlebeard. So you can follow him, and he's got Private Hide coming out soon, or he's going to relaunch on Kickstarter. Is that correct?
Relaunching near Halloween this fall.
Okay, wonderful. So we got the relaunch happening, and we'll talk more about that as the shows go on. We also have next week. Feel free to come on back and tune in. We have our special guest, Kevin Kovacic. I think I'm saying that right. He worked for Marvel. He worked on Deathlock. He did some stuff for some animation studios. So he'll be on next week, Thursday. And if you guys would like to be a special guest on our show, feel free to message me on Facebook, Instagram, or drop a comment down below, and I'll follow up with you. And we have lots of shows coming up and lots of things happening. So keep an eye out. And till next week, come on back, and we'll have some more fun quiz questions as well. And James, again, thank you for coming, and I appreciate you being on.
Thank you for having me. It's awesome.
All right, later, guys.
See ya.
in the outro.
Nice.